But if we can start. The fourth day of the third regular session of the 21st Congress will now come to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Roll call. Clerk.
Senator Aritas, Senator Christian, Senator Figuer, Senator Coolant, Floor Leader Harper, Senator Kunman, Vice Speaker Moses, Senator Neth, Senator Palik, Senator Perman, Senator Romulo, Senator Usmal, Senator Wally, Speaker Semina.
Yes.
Mr. Speaker, 12 members are present.
Okay, we have quorum. We have a quorum to transact business. Next item, reading of the journal, Floor Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and again, good morning to you and all honorable members, staff, as well as all those who are observing our session this morning. Again, I move to dispense with the reading of the journal.
It's been moved and seconded that we dispense with the reading of the journal. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. We now dispense with the reading of the journal. Next item.
Item 5, Mr. Speaker, Presidential Communications. There are none.
Continue.
Point of privilege, Mr. Speaker.
State your point, Floor Leader Harper.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have been ordered by my one of my superiors, Vice Speaker, to introduce certain individuals who are observing our session this morning. And these two individuals are Sam Whedon and Caroline Kelly from the ANP law firm, Arnold and Porter law firm. And for specific duties and responsibilities, may I ask Honorable Vice Speaker to extend the introduction.
Vice Speaker Moses, the floor is yielded to you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Floor Leader. Good morning to you and members, those observing. These two individuals are the ones that are, they work for a firm called Arnold and Porter that are assisting the FSM government and also working with our embassy in relations to our treaty with the U.S. government that we're trying to see what we can do to even strengthen that tie that we have. So they're working in Washington and helping us with deal with those issues that we have. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Floor Leader Harper and Vice Speaker Moses, for the introduction. All I know is that they ran away from DC because of the snow, so that's why they're out there. Let's give them a round of applause, please. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate your presence. And any other point of privilege?
Mr. Speaker.
Vice Chairman Palik.
Mr. Speaker, I'll yield to Co-Chairman Usumal. I'm reading his mind.
Quiet, and I will give it to him.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Good morning to you and honorable members. I'd like to follow suit by also introducing someone very close to me, a good friend. He's currently the is a senator in the Yap State Legislature and chairman of the R&D Committee. We work together in the financial industry. May I introduce Mr. Joseph Kilico. Joe, can you please stand? Stand, sure. And also accompanying him is Mr. Ben Chusmal, is the Assistant Chief Clerk of Yap State Legislature. Thank you very much, and again, I apologize. I was yielding to.
Thank you very much, Vice Chairman Balik, for the introduction. And now I will give it to our Chairman, Ursumal. You have all day.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. And when I thought it was going to be first time that we introduce members, visitors from our state, I nevertheless want to thank the good Vice Chairman for doing the honor. As he indicated, the Chairman of the Resources Education Committee, RET Committee, is a former banker like him. So if any of you need loans or money to borrow, these two young men, our Vice Chairman and Chairman of the RET Committee, would be the right people to talk to, as well as the Assistant Chief Clerk. But I thank the good Vice Chairman for introducing the two visitors from the state of Yap who are here to attend the cyberspace, something to do with cyberspace, what do you call that? You know, the technology. And I hope they don't have anything moving around in here that we cannot see. But I join all of us in welcoming them. Speaker, if we can, we already give them a round of applause, right?
We can do a second.
Let's do it again. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Chairman Ursumal. I also know that they're here because they know you and Chairman Fikir are allocating public project funding, so they want to see how you do that. Okay, any other point of privilege? If none, let's go on. Chief Clerk, continue.
Item 6, Mr. Speaker, I have some Supreme Court communications. There are none.
Continue.
Item 7, I have some or member communications. There are none, Mr. Speaker. Item 8, departmental communications. We in receipt of number 21-47.
Okay, assign that, Chief Clerk. Just a word of caution. That's a projection. Okay.
Item 9, agency or governmental authority communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Continue.
Item 10, state communications. None. Item 11, state Supreme Court communications. Also none. Item 12, municipal or town communications. None. Item 13, foreign government communications. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, order of the day. Item 14, standing committee report.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Special committee reports.
None also.
Item 16.
Item 16, assignment of measures and communications. We have a referral sheet number 21-41.
Okay, Chairman and members of the committees, take note of that for your planning purposes. Next item.
Item 17, unfinished business. None, Mr. Speaker.
Okay, we're now on bill calendar. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're on the bill calendar. The first bill,
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-129 for second reading.
Speaker,
okay, Chairman Figueroa.
I move that we pass on, defer action to Monday's calendar.
Speaker, Speaker,
It's been
before
moved
we,
and seconded that we defer CP 21-129 to next Monday's session. Short recess to be called to chair.
Don't worry,
Okay, no problem.
you can go on vacation, come back.
Okay, let's go. Congress is back in session. Those in favor of the motion say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, no. Motion carried. CP number 21-129 is deferred to next Monday's session. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-130 for second reading. And this is a bill for an act to further amend Section 9 of Public Law number 20-131 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-154, 20-159, 20-172, 20-187, 21-03, 21-10, and 21-38 in order to realign certain funds in order to secure funding for the purchase of real estate for the FSM Embassy in Japan and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Congress pass Congress Bill number 21-130 on second and final reading.
Second. It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-130. Discussion. Any discussion? Short recess, subject to go of the chair. We're back in session. Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that Congress defer action on Congress Bill number 21-130 to Monday session.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that CP number 21-130 be deferred to next Monday session. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Said bill is deferred to next Monday session. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-131 for second reading. CB number 21-131. It's a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 20-53 as amended by Public Laws numbers 20-57, 20-61, and 20-69 by amending Section 4 thereof to change the use of funds previously appropriated therein for the purpose of funding priority infrastructure projects and other projects and programs in the states of Kushai, Pohnpei, and Chuuk, and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move to defer the following bills to Monday's calendar. Congress Bill number 21-131, 21-132, 21-133, 21-120, 21-121, and 21-122.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. Restate your motion.
Thank you,
Chairman
Mr. Speaker. I wish to restate my motion, and that is to defer action on the following bills. Congress Bill number 21-129, 21-130, 21-131, 21-132, 21-133, and 21-120, 21-121, and 21-121. I so move.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that the following bills be deferred to next Monday's session. CP number 21-131, 21-132, 21-133, 21-120, and 21-121. Those in favor of the motion say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. Those bills are deferred to next Monday's session. Okay. Next bill, Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, we have CB number 21-122 for second reading. CB number 21-122 is a bill for an act to appropriate the sum of $100,000 from the general fund of the Federal States of Micronesia for the fiscal year ending September 30 to 2020 for the purpose of funding relief efforts in Australia due to the recent wildfires and for other purposes.
Chairman Figueroa.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move for the passage of on Congress Bill number 21-122 on second and final reading.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress pass on second and final reading CP number 21-122. Discussion. Short recess, subject to call of the chair.
Thank you.
Congress is back in session. Chairman Figueroa, you have the floor.
Yeah, while we are in discussion on Congress Bill number 21-122, I have an oral amendment that I wish to offer on Section 1, Line 1, delete the word, the figure $50,000, 50,000, no other comma, and insert $100,000 in lieu thereof. I so move.
It's been moved and seconded that the offered oral amendments by Chairman Fakir be adopted. Any rules to suspend? For leader?
Speaker, move to suspend any relevant rule that may impede our action on the said bill, especially the one that prohibit oral amendment on second reading and substantive amendment 2.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that the relevant rules, specifically the rules prohibiting substantive amendments on second and final reading, be suspended. Those in favor say yes, opposed no. Motion carried. Those relevant rules are suspended. Discussion on the offered oral amendments? If none, if there's no objection, discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of the offered oral amendments by Chairman Fakir to CP 21-122 say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. The offered oral amendments are adopted. We now have CD1. Any further discussion on CD1? If none, there is no objection. Discussion is closed. So let's vote by roll call of delegations. Good.
State of Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei.
Senator Christian will cast a vote for Pohnpei.
Chairman Christian. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Ismail. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states voted in favor.
CP number 21-122 CD1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. And next bill.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. Florida Harbor.
Speaker, I move that this Congress place CP 21-119 on
Reconsider.
bill calendar for today.
Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. The Florida Harbor, restate your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move that this Congress reconsider its action on CP 21-119.
It's been moved and seconded that Congress reconsider its action on CP 21-119. Can you just read the title, Chief Clerk, to familiarize ourselves?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, CB number 21-119 is a bill for an act to further amend Public Law number 21-19 as amended by Public Law number 21-39 by amending Section 6 thereof to clarify the allowable recesses to be called by the Constitutional Convention and for other purposes.
Okay, there you have it. The motion was seconded. The method of voting will be the same as on the passage on second and final reading. That means by delegations. So Chief Clerk, roll call on reconsideration.
State of Chuck for reconsideration, Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Christian. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Orismal. Mr. Speaker, all the 4 states 4-4.
The motion for reconsideration has passed Congress. The bill is now on the bill calendar. Chairman Romulo, motion for passage on second and final reading.
Motion for passage of the said bill on the second and final reading.
Any second? It's been moved and seconded that CB number 21-119 be passed by Congress on second and final reading. Discussion.
Speaker.
Or, yes, short recess, subject to call of the chair. There you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I have a written amendment which I believe has been duplicated and distributed to all members. And I move for the said proposed written amendment.
It's been moved and seconded that the offer for amendments to CB 21-119 by Floor Leader Harbour be adopted. Because of its length, we will dispense with its reading. It's been written up and circulated to members, and the relevant rules are still suspended up to this point. Okay, discussion on the offered proposed floor amendments. Any discussion? If none, there's no objection. Discussion is closed. Let's vote. Those in favor of adoption of the offer for amendment to CB 21-119 offered by Floor Leader Harbour say yes. Opposed no. Motion carried. The offered four amendments are adopted. We now have CT1. Any further discussion on CT1? If none, there's no objection. Debate is closed, so let's vote by roll call of delegations. Chief Clerk.
State of Chuck, Chairman Aritos. State of Pohnpei, Chairman Christian. State of Koshai, Chairman Wali. State of Yap, Chairman Orismal.
I yield to Chairman Fakir.
Chairman Fakir. Mr. Speaker, all the four states voted in favor.
For that reason, CP number 21-119 CT1 has passed Congress on second and final reading. The staff are instructed to make sure that the amendments and the bills are cross-referenced correctly, properly. And that takes care of our work with the CONCON. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Congress is back in session. We're still on the bill calendar. Next bill, Chief Clerk.
Speaker.
There are none, Mr. Speaker.
Short recess.
Chairman Romulo,
Short recess.
short recess. Congress is back in session. You still have the floor, Chairman Romulo.
I yield the floor to Chairman Coolen.
Okay, the floor is yielded to you, Chairman Colin.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I move that we stand for recess till tomorrow at 10.
Well, it's been moved and seconded that Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Short recess, subject to call of the chair. Okay. Congress is back in session. There's a motion. Those in favor say yes. Opposed, no. Motion carried. We now stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning.